All right, we're going to begin talking about linear functions now, and we're going to start with the slope of a line. So the slope is the vertical change in the y direction over the horizontal change in the x direction. It tells you sort of how steep your line is, whether it's going up or down. We can describe the slope as rise over run. So here's some pictures of slopes. This top left picture is a positive slope because when you go from left to right, the line is increasing or going up. So increasing lines will have positive slopes. This second picture here is a negative slope. When you go from left to right, the line is going down. Decreasing lines will have negative slopes, so their answer, when you compute them, will be a negative number. A constant line, one that's straight, will have zero slope. So this is a slope of 0. We often use the letter m to represent slope. And then a vertical line has no slope. It's an undefined slope. The slope doesn't exist. Basically what happens is there's zero change in the run in the x values. And so you're dividing by 0. And so that's when you think about vertical or undefined slope. So we're going to look at some graphs and determine their slopes. And remember, the main thing to think about is that it's a rise over run, or y over x. So in example number 1, what we notice is this line is going down, so we should get a negative slope. And the way we can figure out the slope is just by picking 2 points. So here's 1 point here, here's 1 point there. This line goes down 1 and over 2. So down 1 and over 2. The change in y values is 1, and the change in x values is 2. And notice that you could pick 2 different points. You could pick these two, and you would get the same thing. It goes down 1 and over 2. So no matter which 2 points I pick on the line, I still get that same slope of negative 1 over 2. This second line is a vertical line. And we know that it should have an undefined slope. And if we think about it, if I pick 2 points on this line, it goes down 2 and over 0. And anytime you have that divide by 0, you say undefined, error, does not exist. So this is a vertical line, it has an undefined slope. So we don't really want to have to draw a graph every time to find the slope, and sometimes the points are not nice, so we can't just count like we did. And so we want to use a formula to be able to find the slope as well. And so this one says the slope or rate of change, m, can be found with the formula. And basically it's the change in the y values, y2 minus y1, divided by the change in the x values, x2 minus x1. And what you want to remember is that these two, x2, y2, and x1, y1, come from the same points. So when you're thinking about it, you're going to have 2 points, x1, y1, and x2, y2. So whichever y coordinate you put first on the numerator, the x coordinate has to go first in the denominator. You can't change the order. So let's use this formula that we just did to calculate the slope. If we look at this example, they give us 2 points. I'm going to label them as x1, y1, and x2, y2. And then my equation looks like y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, y2 is negative 7, y1 is 4, over x2. y2 is negative 7, y1 is negative 7. Golly. x2 is 4, x1 is negative 3. So negative 7 minus negative 7 is 0, divided by 4 minus negative 3, 7. So this is a slope of 0. This must be a horizontal line, or something that's a constant line. If you think about this on a graph, we have negative 3, 7, and 4, 7. And the line goes right across like that. It's a horizontal line. Okay, if I'm given a table and I want to find the slope, I can pick any 2 points I want. I tend to pick points that are easy, so I'm going to pick points that have positive values. You could pick different points and it would work as well. This is the x1 and the y1, because remember f of x represents y. And then x2 and y2. So slope again is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So y2 is 8, y1 is 2, over x2, 2, x1, 0. 8 minus 2 is 6 over 2 is 3. If I picked two different points, I should still get the same answer of 3. My computation might look different on the way there, but the answer will still turn out to be the same. Notice that these y values are going up as x goes up, so that's why we got that positive number for my slope. Okay, the population of a city increased from 23,400 to 27,800. So increased, so you should be thinking, oh, I'm going to get a positive slope between 2008 and 2012. Find the change of the population per year. What that tells you is that the population should go on the top and the year should go on the bottom. So when I'm labeling things, I'm going to call these the Y's because they're going to go on the top, and the years, the X's, they're going to go on the bottom. So the population maxed at 27,800. It started at 23,400. At the end, it was 2012 minus 2008. So put that in your calculator. 27,800 minus 23,400 gives us 4,400. 2012 minus 2008 gives us 4. When we divide, we get 1,100. So the population was increasing. We got a positive number by 1,100 people per year. I did the dividing out, right? So it's not per 4 years because I already divided. So this is 1,100 people per year.